found out they don't carry any black powder revolvers. What the grandson was wanting. We did stumble on this here in Gallipolis, little railroad museum. Pretty cool. So never know what you find till you get out adventuring. Old B&O railroad cars. Making the 13 great states with the nation. Pretty cool. There's the old engine, old steam engine. Can't see a whole lot in it, but like a lot of it's gone, rusted over through the years. Definitely been sitting for a while, but it's always cool. Some more cars up here we'll check out. Eagle Project, Troop 259, Point Pleasant, West Virginia. The Boy Scouts has had some part of something on this, so. Definitely a beautiful day. Sure wish we'd have got the bike out now and right down here, but if we would have, it'd been pouring rain, so saved the rest of the bike riders a rainy day, I guess. So. This thing is definitely very old. Pretty cool though. A lot of history. Down by here a lot of times and never even knew this was here. So. passenger car. Venture in and see if the museum's open. Thing's pretty neat. Part of the engine anyways. Step up and look inside. Yep, that's where the engineer would sit. Yep. Pretty cool. Away from the train. Definitely a cool place to visit. In 1998. Train depot building. Well, we'll venture in.
Hello.
Hello.
Feel free. How about you?
Yeah.
Want to take a tour?
Yeah.
Are you military?
No.
Okay, are you senior?
I'm getting old.
60 over?
No.
Okay, 2 people will be $10.
I feel like 100, but didn't even know this was here. Been down here all these times.
This, yeah, side main there, where you from? How many folks are there?
The only thing, no office or anything, stop. So, they said that the railroad bridge, there's nothing on. So I got in the car and run down to look, and when I got there, first thing I saw was this tractor trailer semi. And the driver was passed.
He could have started tours.
Oh,
It's like,
And
yeah, could I have these other two folks go on your tour?
sure.
Okay, just station was built in 1901, and I'll turn it over to you.
all right.
We was talking here right now. Were you around here when the bridge fell?
No, that's a little before my time.
No, before your time?
Yeah.
Well, are you from here? Or?
Yeah, I Piketon,
Oh.
Pike County. So.
Okay. I got a call telling me that the railroad bridge had fallen coming out of West Virginia, across the river into Ohio. And I knew there was a train coming. Told the dispatcher, and he said, get down there and check that out. Well, when I got down there, the first thing I saw was a semi on the side. It was stub-nosed.
Yeah.
The driver half in, half out. And he'd already passed. And it was quite a mess. I went back up and told him, and then we stopped all train movement because we didn't know what we was going to get into. And
Well, it's a
you know, one carload of them
Huh?
was our friends. They worked at a chemical plant, shifting cars in and out. And they parked up there at the office so nobody would steal their cars or, you know.
Yeah.
And they come and went, try to play tricks on you, sneak up and knock on the window when it was dark, you know, wake you up.
Yeah.
But that's the way it was. It was,
What year was it?
you know, off right now, I can't tell you.
Yeah, I can't.
It's one you never forget.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of.
The guys
on it.
parked their cars there in Canal where I worked. And otherwise, they'd run out of gas, they'd siphon gas out of them. So they parked their car there. Only 2 or 4 came home that night.
Oh. Yep.
It was quite a thing.
Yeah.
We had a little boy here. He got the liking That's the way the old guys done it.
Yep.
Us young guys were not required to do that, so we had so much electronic equipment to go back and forth talking to the trains on the
Yeah.
movement.
Do it. Try.
Go ahead. And this. Now, this might seem simple and easy, but you wore this on your head. You had a pedal on the floor you pressed down to talk. And you talked under this. But when you get to taking long train orders, it really gets hard on the ears by the time you put a siphon, you put them in, you read them back, like engine 22, 23, take siding and meet extra so-and-so. Well, all that has to be on there. And it's quite a job with this old. Now it's all electronic. You can talk to on the engine.
Yeah. Well,
There's an engine right out there, out that window.
yeah.
And
Yeah, things have definitely
This is-
changed over the years. So.
yes, it is. this stove here is not the one that was in here. The one that was in here looked like that, except it was about that big around and stood about this tall. And you can see where the pipe went out for it. This building wasn't insulated when it was built. And you had to have that big a stove to keep warm, high ceilings.
Right.
The heat went up. The stove that was in here looked like this, except it stood about this tall and about that big around. And it really felt good during the winter because there's no wasn't any insulation in this building.
Of course, they probably burnt coal in that, didn't they?
Yes. Well, when the bridge fell, people working in West Virginia, they had to get across the river. So they brought down a car, and basically it's a passenger car, but it has its own motor.
Yeah.
And that
That's pretty
run
cool.
back and forth from Canoga across to West Virginia. And then that went on for quite a while till they got a bridge rebuilt. This building right here, you're local?
Yeah, close, but
Well, down on the main street through town,
right.
there's a furniture store sitting down there. That's where this building sat that was.
Oh, okay.
This was torn down.
Yeah, a lot of them old buildings are gone now. So.
There was two clerks sat over here. They done the paperwork. And, you know, back in 1905, they didn't know what electronics meant.
No.
It never existed yet. If you have any questions, feel free to.
All right. Yeah.
When you start out working for the railroad, you have to train at each office. And I worked from the Ohio River here to the Toledo docks on Lake Erie.
Yeah. Now, was this building originally here?
It was built in 1905.
So I know a lot of these buildings end up getting moved around, so I didn't know if it was
This
original.
one was here. It never moved. And the city got it, and they were gonna put bicycles out here. You could rent a bicycle, and they was gonna do everything. They done nothing, and it kind of fell through.
Right.
And the city said, well, we're gonna sell it. I bought it.
Oh, okay.
$1. The city had it. I talked to the city manager, and he said, make me an offer. I thought, well, he was a nice guy when he talked, you know. And I just happened to have a dollar bill in my shirt pocket where I got it. And I just pulled it out and laid it down. He said, sold. He wanted to get rid of it because
Yeah.
it turned out to be a sour thing for him.
Yeah,
And
liability, everything.
then
so.
it just sat here dormant. People broke into it. They was living in here.
Oh my.
You'd be surprised what we had to clean out in here. We had a fork truck
Oh my.
would come up to the door to get the stuff. We got it all cleaned up, and we just kept working to where we are today.
When did you buy it? I mean, what year? Probably.
15.
Okay.
Then I just called a bunch of my old railroad buddies and said, hey, get off your butt. You know, they were retired, but they knew what went on. They knew the building, you know,
Right.
they would be in.
So then you brought all these
Yeah.
cars and everything in?
Yeah. Here, buddy. You watch Westerns on TV?
Yeah.
You know how they're always wanting to get a message?
Who sent a message?
Try that. Hey, that's pretty good. You know what most of them do? It's not working. That was good. I never really become fast. Boy, some of those old guys, man, I'll tell you,
Oh, I bet they could
they
really.
could really, they had done it for years.
Yeah.
If you look out this window, there's a limestone pile over there. That's where the passenger depot set.
Oh, okay.
And after World War II, nobody was traveling it. So
Right.
they destroyed it and got
Huh.
rid of it.
Yeah, it's a shame.
But once I bought this, I called up all my railroad buddies. And of course, they were glad to get to do something. I mean,
Yeah,
it's boring when you don't have anything to do after you're retired.
right.
And they just kept coming, people coming in and said, we're just cleaning out the attic. Here's a typewriter, here's this or that. And as we go out, I'll show you. We got a big electric train out there. And we got one electric car that runs back and forth on there. Back in the early days, there was an electric passenger car that ran from downtown up the Canoga.
Oh, okay.
And that was before the track through here was laid. So you went up there, you got on your passenger train up there, the NYC, New York Central, coming out of West Virginia. And it went up through Athens, Gloucester, that way into Columbus.
That's pretty cool.
Now, we never got electronics this close before we got into all electronics they use now. But here's a picture taken at night. This is Canoga Block Office up there. And you put the train orders on this stand here. It's pipe, light, and there's places you can see sticking out here. You put the orders in this, it's got a string on it. You put up one lower one for the caboose, a high one for the engine. Got one out here, we'll show you how it works. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay. You know, we do this all the time now that we got it going, and we take a lot of things for granted that we go
Right.
over. If you're not sure what I told you, ask questions.
Oh, yeah.
Then
It
I'll
never
know
hurts.
yours.
There's never a dumb question. The one you don't ask.
Yeah. I know every once in a while, teacher tapped me on the shoulder. Are you awake? When she'd be talking for quite a while.
Right.
Trouble of it is, it was Dad's sister. She was a school teacher.
Yeah.
We'll go out into the freight house. This was a freight house.
Okay.
This is where all the paperwork was done, everything. If you look out that window behind you, you can see some rail, and then you can see some grass.
Yep.
That's where the passenger depot's at.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Oh, one thing. I'll show you here. You're gonna see this in a little bit. That coach you see looking out the window right there, that's a Barnum and Bailey coach. These trapeze artists lived in.
Oh, okay.
And we found that setting in Huntington. And we had it moved up here. You can come over and look at that. That just shows an elephant at a car. And of course we had no railroad tracks, so we had to bring it up a truck. And there's a guy out of Lancaster, Ohio. That's what he does, is move railroad cars if there's no track in. And he brought it up, set it on the rails here, and we applied for money. We've got the money now, and we got 2 passenger coaches coming from the same railroad as us here, Logan, Ohio.
Okay.
And
Not too far.
no, one of the cars is going to be a restaurant, and you walk out of it in the souvenir car. We'll have 2 of them. The track's already laid out here, and so you'll have to keep an eye on us to see what's going on here.
All right.
But, we've got the money. Now we're trying to find people that can go back in time to do some of the work.
Right.
But we will make it. We went this far, we're not gonna drop.
Hey, yeah, you got a good start, so.
Now, out here, we got a big layout, trains running, and we tried to duplicate someplace. Like, there's an electric car that runs back and forth, downtown Gallipolis to Kanawha. That's where people got on the passenger train in the early years to go to Columbus or Charles. So we got that on the board. We tried to take the board and make a history that you could look at and see what.
Yep.
So if you'll follow me, don't hesitate to ask questions. If I don't know the answer, I'll ask the old codgers out there too. Oh, I'm only 84. I mean, that's
Ah, you're doing good.
this floor. Star brick, made in Nelsonville, Ohio. Nelsonville is on the C&O tracks which run from here to Columbus. The dock, the grass area, along with the coaches. I had this like here. They're gone.
I have some because my grandparents used to live out there. I have some of these.
Well, while this thing said normal, they brought mold.
Oh.
If you would like to see it, drive up and down the streets of Gallipolis, look at the sidewalk, steps, and the front porch. Yeah. But these were made in Nelsonville.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir. I work every office, the Ohio River here, to the Toledo docks on Lake Erie. And I've done filling constantly vacation sickness until I had enough seniority that I could be in a position and hold it. And that happened to be evening shift at Kanawha, which catches the trains coming out of West Virginia, there. But Hartford is about 50 miles this side of Toledo. And my buddy was camping that office. And years passed on, and he finally closed it. Well, he got on fire, and they just didn't repair it anymore. And he got the safe out of there. And what's nice about it, this was the old Hocking Valley Railroad. That was his thing here. Went all the way to Toledo. He got the safe out of it before it burned. Well, there's money left. The other guy, one of the school teachers, and he has fun, he'll lay the money in there, you know. When we was talking about passing train orders on,
Oh, yeah.
there's a hook. There's the engineer on the window. And you can see what that looks like. The train order, that white piece of paper. This little black thing right here is just a piece of metal, just spray. You put a string underneath where the hole, just like that. Now he won't hit that at 70 miles an hour. He'll drop down because he'll have a signal light you can see far off. He knows that he has to go down and get more.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's electronic.
Yeah.
The trains are running up and down the other side of the river over here. Do you know where the dispatcher is for them? Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh, yeah. There's never not around close no more.
You can see it now. And that stream slides out from under there. That road. The plastic bags make real nice. We can sit the orders in there, sit them up. But it's raining. You gotta be real careful about getting that way. It's times where the train can pick it up.
Yeah.
Or if it gets wet, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
He's gonna stop and you're gonna have to reproduce. Here's what this building looked like right there when we got it for a dollar.
Oh, my. Yep.
One thing I was taught from my dad, he was a very good businessman. Get your money here. You buy it. You don't go to some other bank. That's what we got. Lot here. We got a lot. One of the guys I taught working in the office, he went out to California on a trip. He never came back. He got a job out there on the railroad. And the smarty sitting in that bell off of the GP9 diesel said, "Thanks for helping me out." There's Canoga Block Office. You know where the roadside park is. You park in here and just look to your left. You'll see that building. That's where the trains out of West Virginia got on. The rails in the high. Here's an engineer picking up the orders.
Yep. cool stuff here.
Those tubes on the wall over there, probably a big power plant. Stopped in one day and said, hey, we're going to farm out a tractor repair up here. Would you like to have our tools? Well, naturally, love it. Well, I think that's, I was eating this.
Alright guys, so if you're in Gallipolis, Ohio, stop by the Railroad Museum and support them and check this place out. We've got more cars coming and we'll have a restaurant and stuff coming up. So, what a cool place. So come and support this business if you're in Gallipolis, Ohio.
Used like old rags soaked in oil, and that's what they put in there to oil the bearings. Well, the guys, hobos, they liked that because they could jerk that out and start a fire real easy. So that's why you had to look up along that train, watch for hot boxes, no oil, fire, or load shift on a flat car. And that's why you got angled windows. You just sit here and ride down the road. The guy sits over there and he looks at the other side of the train as you go around a big curve. And that's the way that they controlled them in the early days.
Good.